Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of the Racebox Show. I'm Guillaume Alvarez and I'm here to keep you updated with the latest from the world of karting. In today's show we're gonna review the latest karting events of last weekend, including the Spanish Winter Series, the Dubai Oplate and the collective test of the WSK to warm things up before the start of the season this weekend in Adria. By the way, if you missed episode 1 of this program, it's now available on the YouTube channel and the website of the Racebox where you can find our latest publication. Last week we published an exclusive interview from Karting to F1 with Alex Albon, the new F1 driver for Toro Rosso in 2019. He talked to us about the thrill of finally fulfilling his dream of F1 and his early years in karting. This week we'll begin the second part, focusing more on his rise through single-seaters, from struggling after leaving karting to his rise to F2 and becoming an F1 driver today. Also, following last weekend's SKUSA Winter Series in Miami, you can now find the race report available on the Racebox website. And that's a good occasion to go back to Florida with this nice video made for Supercat USA by Flying Lap Media to show you what the SKUSA Winter Series is all about. Here's a glimpse of it.
Cabrón, esta es la realidad, tú no eres un empleo.
Wow, it really feels like going there next time, doesn't it? If you want to see the full video, go to the Facebook page of Supercat USA, it's really worth watching. So, what has happened on the karting scene since we last saw each other? Last weekend, the Winter Series organized by the Spanish Federation and event promoter RGMMC took place on the Kartódromo Internacional Lucas Guerrero of Chiva near Valencia. It was a brand new event with 4 categories on track: Alevin and X30 Cadete, powered by Yamaha engines with Comet tires, and OK Junior and OK, also powered by Yamaha engines with compounds provided by MG tires. This first event proved to be successful, with top-level competition on track and a high-quality media coverage provided by RGMMC. But let's start right now with the presentation of the track with a lap on board Mari Boya and the voice of Jake Sanson.
Let's go on a lap of the Lucas Guerrero Kartdrome in Valencia with Jose Maria Navalon Boya. Out of the final chicane and down the main straight, you're carrying plenty of speed up to the first corner. You need to try and carry about 100 kilometers an hour speed through that right-hander. It does open out on the exit, but you need to balance it and get close to the apex as you drift back out. Now into 3, tight hairpin into a chicane. It's a tricky part of the course, this, as you try and balance as much speed as you can through the right-hander, carrying nearly 2G through a triple right-hander. Now into the tight left, and you're building the speed. 1, 2, and then a third left-hander as you carry the speed throughout. You're now going to hit a heavy braking zone for the hairpin. Into the left-hander, try and kiss the curb on the inside line if you can, then out through the right-hander. Again, building lots of speed as you keep turning right. And now about 2G of force as you hold the throttle, planted onto the back straight. You're going to hit a massive 120 kilometers an hour, keeping the car planted through that double right kink, and then lots of curb to turn in for the right, left, right that finishes the lap. A cracking lap from Boya on home soil.
Very nice indeed. Thank you, Mari and Jake. Looking at the main results now, the Alevin category was won on Sunday by Christian Costoya Sanabria. In Canet, Oscar Piego Ramirez was declared winner after that a cascade of penalties affected the leaders on track. In the juniors, Aaron Walker made a very good use of the early stages of his final to crown himself the only foreign winner of the weekend after the competition had been mostly dominated by Spanish drivers. Talking about local heroes, Mari Boya showed really no sign of weakness in the senior class, where he won all his qualifying heats, pre-final and final. That's a strong performance for the reigning junior champion of Spain, and maybe a confirmation that 2019 might be another impressive year for him. He was joined at the podium ceremony by Nils Cullen, third at the flag after starting P16 on the grid. So this closes our first review of today's show. For more information about the Spanish Winter Series, you can go on theracebox.com, where a race report is now available. In this second part of the show, let's now move east to review the latest edition of the Dubai Plate, a karting event organized every year by the Dubai Kartdrome and powered by Yame engines for pro karting drivers coming from all over the world looking for sun and warm conditions before the start of the season. According to the promoters, 30 more names than last year attended the event, and this is a strong sign of the interest that the Dubai Plate has been building over the years in the karting community. But before we get into more details, let's watch a lap of the Dubai Kartdrome on board former KZ2 World Cup winner Joey Hansen and the commentary of Jake Sanson.
Let's ride on board at the Dubai Kartdrome with Joey Hansen. Great to see him back out in Senior X30 again. As you pound down the main straight here, you're trying to get a good line into the first corner. You want to carry as much speed as you can on the way in, then get a good braking point for turn 2. This is a very physical circuit. You've got to carry some speed into 3, use plenty of curb on the way in and out as you go over the flyover, then into the left at 4, carry the speed through the right if you can, but drop down a little bit and carry the momentum of the car. Through 6, you need to use a little bit of curb on the inside. Now you're on the power. Through 7, flat out. Through 8, flat out. Under the bridge, and you're into a heavy braking point for 9. You almost want to straight line the chicane here. Through the left and the right to carry a lot of speed. Then in through 11, balance the throttle, use a tiny bit of curb to correct. Into 12, the right-hander. Then onto the back straight. You carry a lot of speed here, and it's a heavy braking zone and a good overtaking point into the hairpin through the right-hander. Up to the left-hander for 14. A cheeky move on the inside is doable. Right, left, carrying curb throughout, and then throw the car into the final turn, carrying plenty of speed, and back on the home straight once more. Great to see Joey back in action.
Really impressive from Joey, thank you. Regarding the main results, Liam Crystal won the highly contested senior class, with Joey Hansen arriving in 3rd position, followed further back in 8th place by Rami Azam, who won the master class in the same race. In the seniors, Jamie Day elevated his performance to a level that no others could match to win the final, and so did Said Al Hali in the shifter class, with Anthony Hogg claiming the trophy in the shifter veteran category. Further down the scale of age, Valerio Rinicella was also unstoppable in the cadet, where Filippo Parmigiani was named best rookie of the event. And finally, Shonal Kunimal won the Badminton Cup and the Saudi World Series category, so Hussein Umidali win the seniors and Atef Al-Barwani the masters. So that's it for the main results of the 2019 edition of the Dubai Plate, but if you want to know more, go to racebox.com for a more detailed report. Moving back to Europe now, last weekend we had the collective test of the WSK taking place on the Andria International Raceway. We had 2 days of on-track testing with most of the best teams and drivers in karting that we have now getting ready for the 14th season of the WSK that starts this weekend in Andria with the Champions Cup. That's why those tests are particularly important for those teams and drivers, because so they can try their new chassis, their new engines, their new setups and the new compounds provided by Vega for the 60 Mini and the OK Junior and Bridgestone for the OK and the KZ2. So more than anything else, those teams and drivers need that precious track time to get used to the specifics of the new upcoming season. That, as we said, starts this weekend with the Champions Cup in Adria. And we can expect 3 days of intense racing with 3 categories on track, the 60 Mini, the OK Junior and the OK. But no KZ2 this time, as they will only appear in half of the 12 rounds of the WSK season. Also, as we said, we will have 2 tire providers, Vega for 60 Mini and Juniors and Bridgestone for the OK, as well as the 4 usual engine manufacturers, LKE, Vortex, Yame and TM, spread in all 4 categories. Talking about engine, we noticed the presence of Modena, first in OKG with Jakub Birkermeister driving for RS Schumacher Racing Team, and in OK for Pietro Deliquanti driving for DR. And that's kind of interesting to see brands like LKE and Modena entering the OK and OK Junior market, especially a brand like Modena that we had only seen racing in KZ categories so far. There is another important change to mention for this event, and it concerns 2 categories, the 60 Mini and the OK Junior, that for the first time will have a final B added to the schedule. This is a new rule that has been decided by the promoter, WSK Promotion, because of the high numbers of drivers in those 2 classes, but also to give more track time for those who will not make it to the finals on Sunday. A quick word as well about the drivers, with some recent changes in the market. First, in OK Junior, with Lawrence Van Hoopen, who left the Tonica Racing Team to join the Ricky Flynn Motorsport for 2019, as well as the Rotax Grand Finals Junior winner Robert De Haan, who will defend the colors of Energy Corse. Then in OK, with a move that not many in the paddock saw coming when 2018 FIA Karting World Champion Lorenzo Trevisanuto announced last month that he would be joining HTP Kart Team. still with the technical support of Kart Republic after its partnership with Rosberg Racing had come to an end. He has been replaced in OK by last year's junior driver Taylor Barnard alongside a new recruit, the Chinese driver Han Xingyu, leaving the young Andrea Kimi Antonelli as the Academy's junior driver for this year. For the schedule of the Champions Cup, free practice is run on Thursday, qualifying and the first heats on Friday, the rest of the heats on Saturday, and pre-finals, Finals B and Finals on Sunday. To help you follow the first event of the 2019 season of the WSK, we will create a special page with live timing available every day and live streaming provided by WSK Promotion for the finals on Sunday. So that's all for today's episode of the Racebox Show. Again, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.